Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of What's on Tap. We're living in certainly some trying times during this pandemic. We've seen some horror stories from some of the brewery owners and reps with whom we've had the pleasure of speaking. We see unemployment in this state of New Jersey rising to over 16%. We're starting to approach levels that have been unprecedented since the Depression of the late 20s and into the early 30s. So there's been a lot of bad in the world, a lot of bad going on, a lot of anxiety, depression, but there are good people in this world and good things happening. And I met this young lady. Well, I actually met her. I found out about her via a column done on her in NJ.com. And it was so cool. And I thought, yeah, the idea of paying something forward, doing a nice thing for someone, expecting nothing back in return is just a marvelous thing. When it involves beverage, well, you got my interest right there. So I want to introduce this lovely young lady, Angelia. Am I saying your name right?
Angelia.
Angelia. Yeah, that's why I got wrong the first time. Angelia Taylor. See, I'm old and things don't last too long. Angelia Taylor started probably as a lark, I guess, an organization which, correct me if I'm wrong, originally was called Sisterhood of the Traveling Booze.
Originally traveling beer, but we decided to be all inclusive with our liquor.
Ah, okay.
So
So
then it
now,
slowly transitioned to Sister of the Traveling Booze.
so now, Sister of the Traveling Booze. Okay, now this is kind of cool because it involves obviously strictly women and women of age. There's no question about that. You have to be 21. But Angie, how about we just turn it over to you and explain to our audience, if they're not familiar with you, if they're not, I'm kind of shocked because it's been all over, how this started. Because it was only, as we record this, about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
It
give us
hasn't
the
even been a
lowdown
full
how this
month yet.
started.
So I was on Facebook one day and I came across a sort of similar group with wine. And I was invited to it and I joined it, and I see all these people just getting free wine left at their doorstep. And no, I'm not a wine drinker. I have one glass and I'm out for the count. It makes me so sleepy. However, I am a beer drinker.
Okay.
So I'm like, wow, you know what? This would be great with beer. Think about all the people who like beer, who are just in this wine group just to see what it's like, and get gifted a bottle of wine, but don't drink it. You could do so much more with beer. You
There you
could do
go.
growlers, you could do 6-packs, you could do bottles, cans, whatever. So I created it. I invited maybe 4 friends who I thought would be interested. I had no clue this would get as big as it has been. I left some yingling at my friend's house with a note that said, "You've been hit by the beer fairy." She had no clue it was me. She calls me as I'm driving away from her house, and she goes, "Angelia, I think I just got beard already." Of course I played dumb. I'm like, "No way! That's awesome." Honestly, I had no clue it was me. So then from there, she went and bearded 2 more people. Those 2 more people bearded 2 more people from there. And it just evolved. And they invited their friends, their family, their sisters, brothers, whatever. Well, no brothers, sorry. That's the brotherhood group. But yeah, it evolved. And within, I want to say, maybe 24 hours, we had over like 300 people just from inviting. So then I'm thinking, wow, I need to find a way to like keep some sort of order here. So I put questions in place. So when you join the group, you're prompted with 3 questions. The first one is, are you 21 or older? Which we expect people to be honest with, but there's always going to be a couple that are underage who just kind of want free booze. So we do have to research further. The next one is, what county do you live in? We've tried to keep it within the 8 counties of South Jersey. We've had people from North Jersey join, just to kind of experiment, see how far this will actually go in the state of New Jersey and even the tri-state area. And then, do you agree to follow the rules? And our rules are super simple. Do you agree to be respectful? Do you agree to practice social distancing? So you leave the booze on the step, ring the doorbell, and run away. And do you agree to post pictures? So when you get gifted, we ask that you post pictures because it's so exciting. I love like seeing people post the pictures of the booze I left and they have no clue it's me. And I'm like, oh, that's mine.
I love it.
It's so exciting. Like people actually comment and say, this is better than Christmas. I mean, free beer left on your doorstep. How great is that? Who doesn't want free beer?
Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Well, I can understand, trying to limit it to the southern part of the state. Now, you're in Camden County, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously you wouldn't want people driving up to northern New Jersey to do this.
Right.
I mean, so I can see why you want to limit it geographically. In terms of the beverage that you're dropping off, I mean, certainly people are thrilled to get. They don't know what they're getting, do they? They don't know what they're going to be receiving.
Well, here's the thing. They don't know what they're going to be receiving, but we ask when they post their address, they also post their preference.
Very nice.
So
Okay,
if
I like
you
that.
see someone who lives 2 blocks from you and they say, I'm not a beer drinker, but I like seltzer. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave them some seltzers because then
Very cool.
you don't waste what you don't like. Some people say, I don't care as long as it's light beer, as long as it's craft beer or something of that nature. So it's also a way to like expand your horizons with beer. I mean, I've gotten so many beers that I've never heard of that were amazing.
Is that right? Now, let me zero in on you. You said you love beer, correct?
Yes.
What types of beers? You don't necessarily have to mention brands, but were there certain styles that you personally favored?
So I prefer light beers and fruity beers.
Okay.
So I received, I'm trying to think what brewery it was from. It was a local brewery and it was strawberry lime beer.
Okay.
And it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I, of course, wanted to research it and find where I can buy this because it was so good. I was introduced to Mango Cart. So they have Mango Cart, Melon Cart, and Pineapple Cart, which I did not know. It is delicious. So I went out and bought some more and boozed a bunch of other women and saw that it was a huge hit.
So you've expanded your portfolio as well. So, I mean, you've broadened your horizon, as you say. You're drinking light beers, and that's great. I mean, this time of year is certainly wonderful. Personally, I'm also drinking lighter or lower alcohol beers simply because I don't want to get that buzz, that real nasty buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm drinking the low alcohol beers, and look at you. You've broadened your palate. You've expanded your preferences, and I think it's a wonderful thing. I like the idea that people are also giving you their preferences, and that's a good thing. So you're not dropping off a product that they're not going to use. It's just going to sit in someone's shelf for the next 6 months, or maybe they regift you, who knows. But this is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. You had mentioned to me that there are other, I don't know whether we should call them chapters or what, but other people are starting their own type organization. It's actually expanded beyond New Jersey, correct?
Oh yeah. I had a woman from Florida message me and she said, my sister-in-law lives in New Jersey and is in your group. She invited me to the group, but I live in Florida. So I want to start my own in Florida. Can you give me tips?
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of gave her the rundown from how I started. Just invite a couple friends, have them invite their friends. And it'll spread like wildfire because who thought I would get 7,000 members in this group? I mean, I'm 25. I live in Audubon. Who the hell knows what Audubon is? I live in a little bungalow. I mean, I never ever thought that it would get this big and reach, almost 7,000 members. I had to get moderators to help me go through the requests because
I would imagine. How many requests are you getting a day, would you say?
Oh, hundreds.
Hundreds?
Hundreds.
So as I speak with you now, if I visited with you in 2 weeks, we may be pushing 8,000, I guess, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I do unfortunately have to deny some people. I've had a lot of husbands try to join. Sorry, guys, but
well, the men can start their own organization.
Yes, they did. They started the Brotherhood.
So the men can do it now.
So I know some husbands in the group do participate with their wives. They will be the getaway driver. I've even seen some husbands dress up in fairy wings to help their wives deliver the beer, which is awesome.
Well, I think you're kind of dressed in part for that right now, aren't you?
Yes,
Did
I
you have
am.
your wings on back
I
there?
have my fairy wings on.
There
Yes,
you
I do. I
go.
have my I've gone with the patriotic fairy look because our town is very patriotic. So I've been gifted patriotic wings, glasses, even a headband, a scarf. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, once people know that you're I call myself the fairy booze mother because
Hmm.
I started the group. They'll start gifting me the wings and the whole attire. So there have actually been, the doorbells with the cameras on them.
Yes, yes, yes.
People have been posting me running up to their door dressed completely like a fairy
Oh, for
because they
gosh.
catch it on their Ring doorbell.
Wow.
So once I realized people would start catching me on their video cameras, I started doing like cartwheels down their front lawn.
Oh, Lord, that is hilarious. So a guy obviously can't join your organization. Can a guy look at your page? Are there pictures that we could see or no? Is it open to anyone to see?
No, I have it pretty locked down just because of the
Mhm.
fact that people post their addresses.
Uh,
So
that's
I
valid.
have a lot of privacy settings set on the page, just for protection of the members.
Hmm.
People posting their addresses, some people posting, pictures of their family or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, we do have a lot of people who share personal things on the page.
Hmm.
It kind of helps you connect with other people. So I saw one woman posted, she just got laid off. So she wouldn't be able to, booze as many people, but she asked for anyone else who's been laid off and she wanted to do something special for them. So it's kind of a way of connecting with people who you share things in common with.
Hmm. Did you, I have to ask a personal question. Were you furloughed or laid off from a job?
Yes, I was laid off.
Okay, so I guess this would not have happened had you still been employed, correct? You wouldn't have the time to do this, I guess.
Right. Right. This was kind of something I did to uh, kind of pass the time. I was pretty bummed that I lost my job. I know it's
Sure.
kind of the way of the world now, but um, you go from sitting working all day to not knowing what to do with your time.
Hmm.
So it is a lot of fun. It's definitely time consuming. I even map out the route I'm gonna take, so I'm not driving in circles around the same
Well,
towns.
that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I guess if I want to knock off a Wawa, I could probably come see you because you know the best route to get there and get me back home quickly, huh?
right, exactly. I now know all of the other counties of South Jersey like the back of my hand.
Now you're in Camden County. What's the farthest you personally have driven to do this?
I have gone to Burlington County.
Okay,
Um,
that's all right. That's a drive, a little bit of a drive for you.
yeah, it's a little bit. I try to stay local. We do have. I actually posted on. We have an album in our group, and it's all of the 8 counties. So we ask that people comment their address under the corresponding county, so you can
Hmm.
find people near you. You can find people in your county, so you don't have to drive to, you know, the top of New Jersey to deliver something to somebody. Um, so it's a good way because we don't have as many people in, Cumberland County, Cape
Hmm.
May County. So we have connected people that way. Some people don't even realize it, but you might have like your next door neighbor in the group.
Hmm.
So it's convenient. Some people don't drive, so it's also good that we can find people near them. So they still want to participate. They can go for a walk and booze a couple people.
This is absolutely amazing. Now that your palette has been expanded, and I'm going to assume so many other of the members as well, have you ever gone to or even considered going to festivals, beer festivals? And I realize this time of year, so many are being canceled because of the pandemic. But now that you've tried so many different styles of beer, are you interested in getting into it even more deeply?
Yeah, I actually would be because I have discovered a lot of different beers that I wouldn't have thought to try. I actually just tried an XPA. I had never heard of XPA before. I've heard of IPA. XPA is like who even knew it was extra pale ale? Um,
You're amazing.
right. But we were looking at doing a meetup once all of this is, back to normal.
That's cool. I like that.
We were looking for a venue which could hold a good amount of people.
Mhm.
And yeah, just doing a meetup, everyone trying all different beer, introducing others to their favorite beer. Unfortunately, we can't do it now because of everything going on, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something we're looking forward to. Getting more people to expand their palates, try different beer they normally wouldn't try.
Mhm.
Um, Even just, sharing different interests of different kinds of beers.
You've become
Um,
a real craft beer advocate. I mean,
I know. Would you
this is
believe it?
amazing. This is a great story. This is
Yeah.
a tremendous story. It really is.
Yeah.
So,
We've actually reached out to a couple of the local breweries to see if they'd want to join us with our group. Um, I've gotten 3 responses so far.
mhm.
Red, White, and Brewing is actually going to provide us with some variety packs. So from there, I will booze them to certain ladies.
Mhm.
Leave them on the doorstep with a note that says, "If you enjoy this beer, here's where you can find more." So it kind of helps the local breweries. I know, businesses are taking hits with everything, the quarantine and everything. So
Sure.
it's, with 7,000 people, I think it's such a good way, because then when they get the beer, they can post in the group for the 7,000 people to see. Hey guys, I just tried this new beer. It's awesome. If you want to try it, you can go to, www, whatever, order
Mhm.
some. So yeah, that's another way to expand the beer flavors. We've had a couple, even some wineries have agreed to help us. We've had one winery offer like a discount on wine for our members.
My goodness.
So it's really awesome. It's much deeper than just getting free beer left on your
It
doorstep.
is. It is. I applaud you for your organization because you've obviously thought this out. Although the rules seem simple, and they are in fact simple, you've made sure that you've protected people's privacy. For
Mm-hmm.
example, you've made sure as best you can that anyone who joins is of age. Um, you're doing all the right things. I mean, I don't know what you did when you were employed, but you have a tremendous sense of organization about you. I
Thank
mean,
you.
to me, if a company is
I
looking to
I was
hire
an accountant.
someone like you, I mean, you would be perfect.
Well, before I was laid off, I was an accountant. So
You were what?
lots of I was an accountant.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
So lots of Microsoft Excel happening.
And you're doing this just to provide pleasure for other people, and I so much appreciate that and applaud that. And you're not monetizing anything off this either. You're not making a profit off this.
Nope,
This
we're
is
not.
strictly a labor of love.
Yeah. It makes my heart happy when I see
Oh,
people
boy.
messaging me and posting. Some people saying, I just lost a family member, and this group has just brought me so much joy since then. People who got laid off.
Mhm.
There's so many different people in this group and so many different stories being shared, that it's so awesome to see that you can come into this group and take your mind off of that for a bit. You
Mhm.
kind of like leave your troubles at the door. You come in, I love gifting people. I think I love gifting people more than I love getting from people. So for me to, all it takes, some people I know are struggling with what's going on in the world. Um, and some people have made these huge elaborate baskets with snacks and
Mm.
face masks and anything you can imagine in these baskets. But we encourage people, you don't have to compete with others. You
Mhm.
can literally go out and buy a 6-pack, and you're making 6 people's day, because they're getting a gift from somebody. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's kind of what we try to instill in the group, that you don't have to feel like you have to compete.
Mhm.
You don't
Good.
have to do these huge baskets with bottles and of liquor and all this stuff, because sometimes it's the little things.
You know what? You're so right. I want to ask you if there are people who are watching this who want to contact you to join, how do they do this? Is it via Facebook?
Yes, they can go onto Facebook and search the Sisterhood of the Traveling Booze, South Jersey.
Okay.
That is subject to change. We could always expand to all of New Jersey, depending on the interest we have in the northern part of the state. If they're not able to find it, my name on Facebook is AN space D space Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So they can always message me. I'll send them the link directly. I don't know if the link is provided in the NewJersey.com article.
I don't recall either, to be honest with you.
But if they search that and it doesn't come up, they can always message me. I check my phone pretty frequently. I get a lot of messages from people. We're running a logo contest now to try and decide on a
Are you
logo.
really?
Yeah, a logo for the group.
Love this.
We have some things in the works for koozies, keychains, stickers, t-shirts, kind of thing. So once that's in place, this will be our first like big leap that we're taking with the group. We plan to use any profits to maybe boost people who are struggling or haven't gotten the opportunity to receive anything yet. So we're trying to make a solid plan for that. Once we have our logo, we can move forward with that. I'm pretty excited. We've gotten some awesome logos.
This is fantastic. Wow. So they're designed just by regular people, right? I mean, you don't have a firm creating the logos, just ordinary citizens doing this.
Yep. Some people are really good with graphic design. Myself,
Exactly.
not so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even we've gotten hand-drawn designs. It's crazy. Like it's definitely a group where you don't just join and you kind of sit there. Like there's lots of opportunity to participate. We do polls a lot. We came up with a hashtag. It's, we do polls like what's your favorite beer kind of thing. So there's lots of opportunity to participate. It's super fun. So it's definitely encouraging. That's kind of like why I emphasize the word sisterhood so much, because it's so encouraging. Like you can post in the group, that someone needs help, or their house burned down, or they just lost their job, and there's hundreds of comments offering help. Maybe someone will post that they're struggling to get food. We can put them in touch with the right resources to help them. We've had a lot of people reach out saying, I work for a food pantry. If someone needs help, send them my way. So it definitely is a lot deeper than just getting free beer.
Yeah, I'm gathering that as well. Yeah, there's a whole other arm to this. It started, as you mentioned, beer, booze, but it's much bigger than that. And it shows you and it shows me there's some wonderful people out there. I mean, there really are. And I love hearing stories like this. Honestly, I do. We need more feel-good stories. And there's so much negativity out in the world. We see it on the news every night. And to hear something that is nice and is done from the heart. And that's what you guys are doing. I really, really applaud you. I don't know what else I could say other than I thank you for what you're doing. I'll never receive your beer, and that's fine. I have tons of beer in my house. I probably have 200 bottles of beer in my house. Believe me, I do. But what you're doing is just absolutely remarkable. Now, I'm going to take a quick break here because we're going to move on to something else. But I want you to stay on the line. I want to chat with you a little bit off camera. That's all right with you, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. This is Ann Taylor, Angie. And again, the organization is called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Booze. Remarkable. I'm blown away. It's more than I even expected. I mean, I read the thing on nj.com and I knew what to expect there. And in chatting with you sporadically online, but it's much bigger and it's much more comprehensive than I thought. And wow, you and the other founders, congratulations. I'm really touched by it. Honestly, I am. That you would do such nice things for people and expect nothing back in return. So you're proof that there's good people in the world. And
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Stay on the line with me, okay?
All right.
All right. We're going to take a very, very quick break and be back with you. For several weeks now, I've been telling you about some ticket giveaways that we have coming up, and I want to include one of them right now. The Philadelphia All-Star Craft Beer, Wine, and Cocktail Festival is an absolutely phenomenal event that takes place annually at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Now, this year, 2020, it's going to take place on September 26th, and I have two tickets, two passes for session two of the event. Now, session two runs from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And each ticket retails for $49.95. So you have the chance to win actually $100 worth of tickets through this contest. Tell you a little bit about the Philadelphia All-Star Craft Beer, Wine, and Cocktail Festival. You have unlimited samples of craft beer, wine, and cocktails. You get a commemorative sampling glass. You have the ability to walk the bases on Citizens Bank Field, possibly sit in the dugout, have a photo op taken there. There's free admission to the event after party. There's entertainment that takes place. There's also a batting cage simulator. You have access to that as well. Beautiful thing at the park, free parking. You don't have to pay for parking, which is wonderful. USA Today recognized this event as one of the top 5, I believe, in the country for 2019. So I've attended for the last few years, and it's really done remarkably. If you want to get some information about it, you can go to upcomingevents.com. That's upcomingevents.com or ballparkfestival.com. Now, how can you win tickets? Let's get to the specifics. I want you to be the 5th person to email me. 5th person to email me at garydrinksbeer@gmail.com. Now, don't worry if you forget this. We're going to put a graphic up after this ends. So if you're the 5th person to email me at garydrinksbeer@gmail.com and give me the message session 2. And again, if you're the 5th person, we will contact you and award you the tickets. Now, please be aware in these difficult times, we can't guarantee with 100% certainty that the event's going to be taking place. We think it will. Obviously, at this time, as we record this in early June, it's still ready to roll. And I'm confident, I've talked to the promoters, and they're confident as well that the event is in fact going to take place. So looking forward to that. Again, it's the Philadelphia All-Star Craft Beer, Wine, and Cocktail Festival at Citizens Bank Park. That's Saturday, September 26th. This is for session 2, 2 tickets for session 2. And that takes place from 7 to 11 p.m. If you want to get some information about some of the vendors who may be there, again, go to upcomingevents.com or ballparkfestival.com. Or if you just want to order tickets, you can go to those sites as well. But again, if you're the 5th person to email me at garydrinksbeer.com and in the message, say session 2, and hopefully you'll be the lucky winner. I hope so. All right, best of luck to everyone, and thanks for joining us.